Hello everyone, this is Hakaym and welcome back to another episode of Funday Sunday. And this episode, I don't want to make it sound like it's a complaint, but it's kind of a complaint. So we do have a battle in the Tier 7 Kiev, sorry, not Tier 7, that's actually old, Tier 8 Kiev. I am actually joined with Sweet Potato in the North Carolina, and we're essentially playing on Islands of Fire. No, not Islands of Fire. Land of Fire. I was close. You would think that I've been playing this for so long that I would actually know this by now. But we have a battle where pretty much we should have lost. We honestly should have lost. And it's kind of ridiculous. And actually, I think this is my second battle in a DD against a CV. Honestly, I didn't really feel that concerned with the Lexington. I mean, the Lexington eventually does prove to be kind of a slight issue, but as usual, he has started the attack runs against destroyers. I mean, that's kind of common. And I completely agree. It's very annoying, and it has dramatically changed the gameplay and combat system for destroyers to actually deal with CVs. But fortunately, I'm actually doing a decent job missing the salvos from the enemy CV. Now, it is a Kiev, and the Kiev is not a sneaky destroyer by any stretch of the imagination. It's 7.1 kilometer range, and right there I should have actually been turning. And the Kiev, surprisingly, actually has semi-decent AA. Actually managed to finally shoot down a plane. So yeah, Kiev definitely not a destroyer that you really want to be capping with, especially considering there are 3 other destroyers on this map, and all of them have much better detect than I do. But the reason why I wanted to show off this battle was, well, you will see what happens. So, starting off, I am trying to find a position where I can really help, but it doesn't look like the enemy team's doing really, a strong push, so might as well try to help out at sea. And I will admit, in this battle, RNGesus really did favor me a lot. You'll see what I mean. So the Kiev, I think, is still a fun ship. Very fast. One of the fastest destroyers in the game, very comparable to the Kaaba. Obviously it doesn't have that additional turret, and actually has decent range torpedoes, 8 kilometer range torpedoes. Not very fast, but hey, you can at least kind of shoot them. So we are detected, and that is the enemy Sin Yang, who did recently capture B. Now our team is actually doing a really good job. We actually managed to capture A and C. This is going to play a very crucial role in this battle, as you will see. So once again, enemy CV is being a pain, and I am going to go ahead and smoke up and beginning to harass this Iowa. Keep an eye on this Iowa, because this poor Iowa just seems to be very unlucky. I don't know what it is, but just watch how many fires we get on him, and he's also full health. Just keep in mind of that as well. So playing kind of the standard, and this is kind of what the Kiev is good at. It's a gunboat through and through. I mean, it does have torpedoes, but the torpedoes aren't particularly amazing. Where it really lies is its guns, and that one salvo earned us double fires, and this Iowa insta-repped his very first fire, so he's gonna actually sustain that entire fire damage this entire time. Now our team has managed to keep control of C. They're currently dealing with a Bismarck pushing over on the western side. We do manage to take out an enemy destroyer, which was the Kitakaze. And there is the enemy Iowa, burning with double of those fires, is instantly detected, and this is just ridiculous. RNGesus blessed me in this battle with my fire chance, and having a slight bug there. Got another fire. That's actually make that 2 fires. So he has all 4 fires going on right now. So he's kind of burning down very, very quickly. And things are looking pretty darn well. And then the enemy Xinjiang shows up. Fortunately, Xinjiang is a Pan-Asian destroyer, so I don't really have to worry about torpedoes. Unfortunately for him, he's actually dealing with probably a better gunboat. And actually get a decent amount of health chunked off at him. But I do go ahead and get behind the island and try to limit the amount of fire that's being fired at me. And this island's still burning. Does actually land a hit on us, and I will say this I was going to be very lucky, because any moment now he's gonna be out of detect. Look at this, 1,600, 1,013, and repped those fires. So if we landed a few more shots on him, he probably would have gone down, and that would have been obviously 1 dead Iowa. Now our team, this is where you're going to kind of start noticing. Keep an eye on the western flank. Keep an eye on the minimap, because I don't think I'm going to be looking over there very often. The recent idea that some players have, especially when carriers are in game, is a little ridiculous. It is harping back to the days, or better yet, harping back to the low tiers of chasing down the enemy CV and trying to get that kill on the enemy CV. Yeah. And one thing to also keep in mind, I know there's a lot of things to keep in mind that I apparently am saying, is that chasing down a ship isn't always the best idea. So our team has managed to lose 2 of our destroyers. I'm the last destroyer left on the team, and a cruiser. They've lost a destroyer and a battleship. Enemy team is essentially coming back towards sea and focusing on that. Enemy Xinjiang is a little foolish to go up against Sweet there. Does get hit pretty hard, and obviously is being focused on by myself. Do go ahead and slow up. Probably should have saved the smoke, honestly. Probably really didn't need to smoke up. I don't think there's really anything that could hit me. Maybe that Bozy, but that's about it. So, Xinjiang, once again, really lucky. What's with these enemy ships and being super lucky and surviving with very minimal amount of health left? Obviously, that Xinjiang can't really do much anymore. He's pretty much screwed with that amount of health that anyone looking in the wrong direction is obviously going to take him out with little issue. So, obviously, capping B, our team's actually going to manage all 3 caps. This is very crucial, and I've been saying this, I think, ever since time began on World of Warships. Having caps and maintaining them for as long as you can is extremely beneficial, because, well, if you start losing your friendlies at a relatively quick speed, things aren't going to work out for you. Because unfortunately, we're going to lose our Missouri. Fortunately, we take out the Turbids, but the Edinburgh finally takes out our Missouri, and we're currently down 1 additional ship to the enemy team. Lion comes in against, once again, Sweet there. Gets focused on by the friendly Lexington. Get another fire on this Leon. And this Leon's just going down so very quickly that he should not prove to be really an issue. Get another fire, actually earn ourselves a Witherer Award, which is something not, I don't want to say not very common, but it's something I don't always get too often. Now at this time, look at the positioning of our FDG, our New Orleans, and our Goodnights. Now, actually, New Orleans, I could probably say he's probably not going to be much around much longer. Well, hopefully you guys understood what I meant there. New Orleans is probably going to go down. FDG is chasing this Iowa, and at this time there's not really any point to be chasing. We're ahead in caps, we're ahead in points. Granted, we're a little bit behind in ships, very much so behind in ships, that we really need to be careful. And at this time, I think I may have made a slight mistake. So I'm pushing in towards C, trying to help my div mate deal with any possible issues. Yeah. And of course, the enemy CV kind of screws up this plan by instantly detecting us, which means that I have to be a little bit careful because there's actually a enemy Edinburgh a little bit to our left. Yeah, you probably are gonna know what's gonna happen here, right? So obviously we're detected by enemy destroyer. We're gonna go ahead and pop smoke. Missouri's kind of around. Sim did drop torpedoes. Sim Yong popped his smoke so he could possibly begin firing. And well, that Sim Yong is still extraordinarily lucky, but I think his luck's just about to run out. If I can actually shoot over the island, that would be nice. And at this time, I obviously realize that Edinburgh is coming. Take out the enemy Sim Yong. Enemy team has managed to capture the sea cap. However, I'm unfortunately going to be focused down by the enemy Edinburgh that obviously is pushing in towards us. And no matter how quick the Kiev is, it just can't outrun an Edinburgh. And then obviously being focused down by the enemy CV as well as the Sims. Yeah, unfortunately, I am probably going to go down. Now our team has managed to pull it back. We're actually about 400 points ahead of the enemy team. And, well, you'll see. So, we're obviously going to be down another ship as I finally go down. And now Sweet has to deal with a Missouri that is pushing in towards him as well. Now the enemy team is actually at a position to actually come back from this. All they really need to do is start capping, which the Edinburgh actually starts to do. He actually manages to push into B and begin capping this. But at the time all this was happening, the Gneisenau and the FTG are all the way up north. Yes, granted, they took out the enemy Iowa. Fantastic. But their positioning is not so great. Especially the Gneisenau. Now at this time, if I was the FTG and the Gneisenau, I would start pushing towards B. Makes sense, right? B is being captured. The enemy Seattle is kind of over towards the B side. And, well, obviously you want to maintain your caps as much as possible. Now, I don't really understand why this Missouri is going to do what he's going to do. Obviously, the Missouri can't really do anything against the North Carolina front up or bow in. That, well, he decides seppuku is definitely better and commits suicide, taking out Sweet, granted, but also taking himself out of the fight. So once again, the enemy team is ahead in ships, but they don't have any battleships. We have a FTG and actually have near full health Gneisenau. But look at the positioning of the Gneisenau. No idea what this guy is doing, or this woman is doing. Who knows? Equal sex. No idea what this player is doing. And yes, I know I'm complaining. Oh, but this game. So the enemy team have managed to capture B and C. So to ensure that they win, because they are granted about 300 points below, and granted, keep in mind, not a few minutes ago, just a couple minutes ago, they were about 500 points below us. So to ensure that they win, if I was the Edinburgh and the Sims, I would push to A, focus down the FTG, stay together, deal with the the enemy CV's planes, because obviously having combined AA is definitely a lot more beneficial. So the enemy team kind of actually starts doing that. I think the Seattle and the Edinburgh are starting to focus down the FDG, which is good for them because that's going to grant them additional points and make us lose points. And obviously, yeah, he's going to go down. Sims, Seattle, and Edinburgh are going to focus him down. But no idea what this guy now is doing. I think he's trying to hunt for the CV. Yes, a tier 7 battleship is trying to hunt a tier 8 CV, who can go pretty much about the same speed as him. Not maybe a little bit quicker. So the enemy team is actually very much in a position to win this. They're 2-1 right now. They have 2 ships to our 1. I guess that ratio makes sense, right? And they have B and C. Now, the enemy team, all they actually really have to do, because obviously this Gneisenau now is not really doing anything. He's not pushing. He's not really a real major threat. So the Edinburgh begins the push towards A. Good on you, Edinburgh. He's actually doing the smart thing. Take over our cap. However, the Seattle and the Sims decide that it's actually a better idea to farm some damage, that they don't assist their Edinburgh in doing this. Now I'm going to give high props to this Lexington. This Lexington, in all honesty, saved our bacon. So he's actually doing really good damage against this Edinburgh. Edinburgh does have a heal, possibly around sometime soon. And if this Edinburgh is lucky enough and actually gets that heal off, he could actually survive and possibly begin capturing of A, as well as taking out our friendly CV. Now once again, if I was this destroyer, this Sims, capping is more beneficial to ensure that you win. Not farming damage. You kind of know where this is going, right? I mean, why else would I be showing you this video? Because I have no idea why. But this Edinburgh is going to get focused down, but keep in mind the enemy team is very much in the lead. They're actually about to take out our enemy Gneisenau now, or enemy Gneisenau. Well, I mean, it wasn't overly beneficial for our team. But the Lexington takes out the enemy Edinburgh, and the Lexington on the enemy team takes out our friendly Gneisenau, which has put us actually in a position to win this, because in a minute and 40 seconds, the battle will end and we will actually win. Now keep in mind, all the enemy team had to do was go and step on A. That's all they had to do. They didn't even have to focus down the Gneisenau. Hell, I don't even know how much. Maybe the Seattle did a little bit more damage, made it a little bit easier to take out the enemy Gneisenau. But the Sims did not have to do that. The Sims is so far away that in less than a minute, they're actually going to lose this match. Yeah. So essentially, the enemy team have snatched away victory from the jaws of defeat. I think I said that right, but you get the point. Enemy team lost this because they decided farming damage was more important. There was a lot of mistakes on both teams, and I really can't believe we're actually going to win this. We're actually going to win this battle, which was absolutely ridiculous, in all honesty. So whenever playing a game, play the objectives. I should not be saying that over and over again. I know there are new players, and I know not everyone is going to be a Super Unicum player. I'm not a Super Unicum player. I make mistakes as well. But, oh my word. We're actually going to win this, and that is going to be it for this video. So thank you guys so much for joining in and watching. If you like what you saw, hit the like and subscribe button. You guys have a great and fantastic day. Side Gen.